Hello everyone, Charles Walhingford back again with another spirits video, and this video is, as you saw in the title, it's going to be about proper storage for your spirits, your whiskeys, your brandies, your rums, your bourbon. How do we properly take care of it through time? Eventually you're going to amass a big enough collection of distilled aged spirits, and you may be an enthusiast, you may be a collector, or you're a collecting enthusiast. Either way, you're going to need to know how to properly store your distilled aged spirits for a certain amount of time, because you're going to have so much that you're not going to drink them in enough time before they start to go bad. They can go bad. A lot of people think alcohol can't go bad. It absolutely can go bad. So how do we store it for that time, and also for our soon-to-be collectors or our new collectors? There's also things you can do wrong even if you're not planning on opening the bottle at all. And so we're going to talk about that right now. So what is it that makes a distilled aged spirit go bad? Well, it's the easiest way to do it is to realize what makes you live. The things that make you live are the things that make your alcohol go bad. So the first thing that's going to make you live is oxygen. You need oxygen, and you can or your alcohol will go bad, will get messed up from being oxygenated. If it's you first open it and you just have just a little bit, that little bit of oxidation actually can open up that spirit, make it taste better. But a lot of oxidation, if I'm saying that right, can actually make it go bad. So how do you stop that? Well, you need to know when you need to finish something. If you see this right here, that little bit, that needs to be the first thing that you finish. This should be number one. This is what your target for finishing should be. You need to get rid of this as soon as possible. The right way, meaning you need to drink it, don't throw it away. But you need to drink it. Now, when you get to something like this, this is about the halfway point. You can't see it because of the label there, but that's the halfway point. When it gets to that halfway point, and you're not going to drink it right away, you need to use this product. Right here. This is inert gas. This inert gas is known as, this particular one is called Private Preserve. You go on Amazon, you can find this, no problem. Private Preserve, you actually spray this inert gas in your bottle to push out the oxygen. You push out the oxygen, and that'll help you preserve your distilled aged spirits. Now, of course, if you're a collector, you're not going to open up that bottle anyway, so you shouldn't ever have to worry about dealing with your oxidization. That shouldn't be an issue at all. All right, the next thing is, oh, yes, excuse me, you will. Also, what you need to do is never set your bottles on the side. You actually do not want the cork coming in contact with the alcohol. It does not. It should not be set on the side like a wine. Like a wine here. I have my wine here. It should not be set like that. That's not how a distilled aged spirit. That alcohol by volume is too high to deal with that cork. The cork is not strong enough, and you most of the time won't know if you have a natural cork or synthetic cork. And again, that if you do have that natural cork, which most of them will have, and that alcohol is constantly over years touching that cork, it will deteriorate, and then you will get oxidization. Excuse me. There we go. You're going to get oxidization, and you don't want that. So, how you store it matters. Don't lay anything on the side. It always has to be straight up. Always straight up, not on their side. All right, next, so we have oxygen, then light. We are diurnal creatures. We as humans are diurnal. Some people like to hang out at night, sure, but it's been proven over and over again that light is what keeps us alive, keeps us happy, and it keeps us balanced. It is good for us. Light is good for us. Vitamin D, light. Well, you don't want light. Light is bad for your distilled aged spirit. So first off, I keep my alcohol in a dark place. What you're seeing now in this video is only for the video. I do not keep my distilled aged spirits, I do not keep them in the light at all. If I can control it, again, this is only for the video where I have this much light. This is the light for the camera. This is not even my lamps or overhead lighting that I have in where I keep them in my basement. This is what I naturally keep, or usually keep my my alcohol in. This is how dark I usually keep it. So try your best to keep it out of the light. Also, in addition to that, the paint I have in this, where I keep them in the basement, is all dark paints. There's virtually no white, the color white, at all to reflect light. A lot of the paint is dark, absorbing the light, and that is on purpose. That is absolutely on purpose. It's not an accident. Those are considerations I make. Now, the number one thing is the box. Keeping it in the box. A lot of times, the bottle that you have is usually a really well done, ornate. It's a special bottle, especially when it gets really expensive. They try their best to have a very pretty, artistic bottle. You got to keep it in the box. You got to keep it in the box. You want to keep it out of the light because that light will destroy the flavor. Even if you already opened it, put it right back in the box. If it came with a box, put it back in the box. And if you're keeping them for collecting, you're a collector. Of course, you need to keep them in the box, but a collector, you have to understand that you are essentially keeping that bottle to be drunk even if you don't drink it. So the person who wants to buy it from you may want to drink it. And you need to preserve it to the point where it was bottled, where the point where it tastes no different than when it was bottled. Along with your lights, your artificial lights, sunlight is bad. You want to keep it away from windows. And then keeping it away from windows and everything else. If you can't do that, make sure you have good blinds to keep that sun out, that real Sunlight is extremely deteriorating and will be destructive. Your displays, your display cases, a lot of your display cases and and the ways you can store your alcohol, opt for no light to be added to it. If they have an option to have display lights, you don't want it. You don't need it. It will look good, but you're going to end up keeping these way too long, and the flavor is absolutely going to deteriorate. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the video. That is more of the what do we call that? Spirit Academy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the video. That is it for this issue of Spirits Academy. I hope this helped you out. I hope this brings some things not to light to help you properly store your still-aged spirits, even if you are a collector or you are a enthusiast or you're an enthusiast collector. I'm Charles Walhingford, and this is how I preserve my money.